And we start off BizAfrica in South Africa, where the country's Competition Commission has handed down fines to many of the larger construction companies for what it termed collusive business conduct. 15 companies were fined a total of $140 million, although at least one business group is upset that the fines were not enough. It also appears that one important player, the consultants in the sector, were not investigated, something that the Black Business Council in South Africa has asked the country's crime-fighting unit, the Hawks, to investigate.
What we are really calling for is for government, state-owned enterprises, public, to take the stringent action against people that we believe colluded to keep new entrants out of the market. It's basically saying these people were corrupt in their practices.
In terms of the strict definition of collusion, and this is derived from the Act itself, the activities of the consultants do not constitute collusion. However, they do constitute fraudulent as well as corrupt conduct, which then will be the realm of the Hawks, not the Competition Commission.
East African integration inched one step closer to reality following a regional heads of state summit in Kampala, Uganda. The meeting boosted plans to ease trade and speed up the pace of integration. Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta and Rwanda's Paul Kagame joined Uganda's President Museveni in Entebbe, where the three leaders agreed to, among other things, coordinate regional infrastructural plans. CCTV's Isabel Nakiria has that report from Uganda.
The three East African heads of state have agreed to strengthen cooperation in the region by removing all trade barriers. In a communique signed by Paul Kagame of Rwanda, Kenya's Uhuru Kenyatta and President Museveni, it was decided that goods will be cleared much faster at the Mombasa port to reduce congestion and delay. Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni and chair of the East African community says he wants to see a large reduction in the number of days this takes.
All those trade barriers will be removed, and that's why you hear that we want to make East Africa one customs area, which means the paperwork will be done in Mombasa, for instance, and the vehicles will just drive non-stop.
The East African states will also develop an oil pipeline from Eldoret in Kenya, which will link Uganda and Rwanda, and another connecting to South Sudan. Uganda and Kenya have recently discovered oil and estimate they will be able to extract thousands of barrels each. Uganda's Foreign Affairs Minister Sam Kutesa says the country should now invest in a refinery.
It was agreed that we develop two oil pipelines. One pipeline that currently exists and brings product from Mombasa to Eldoret. It will be extended to Kampala and to Rwanda. Another pipeline for evacuation of crude oil when it starts flowing. This again will be done between Uganda, Southern Sudan, and Kenya, ending up in the port of Lamu.
The heads of state also agreed to revamp the railway lines to create a link-up within the partner states in the region, establish East African identity cards and work on generating electricity. Uganda, as the chair of the East African community, says this will help fast-track the integration process in the region. The decision to have free trade within the East African states is hoped will ease flow of goods and services and likely strengthen cooperation within the regional states. Isabel Nakiria, CCTV, Entebbe, Central Uganda.
Well, let's take a quick look at Africa's markets this morning, where the Nigerian oil share index shared 1.96% at 35,751.40. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange oil share was up 0.20%. The Nairobi Securities Exchange 20-share index shared 0.84% in early morning trade, while Egypt's EGX opened up at 0.24%.